The magical girl had given it her all, but still lost to her arch-nemesis in battle. All because the girl had a certain peculiar little habit, which led to her being forcibly turned into a female officer for an evil organization, now fighting against the very magical girl she once admired. In a fierce battle, the witch Xiaolan was defeated and completely fell under the control of the evil forces. The protagonist, however, looked at her like she was garbage. She hadn't expected that the so-called justice of the magical girls would crumble so easily. Furious, the protagonist tossed her aside and sprouted wings to fly off on her own. The reason she was so angry was that the magical girls had always been the ones fighting to uphold justice against the evil forces. The protagonist had once idolized them, always dreaming of becoming just like them. But that all changed when this black cat appeared. It was a mascot that could grant transformation abilities. Before the protagonist could even refuse, Xiaohei pulled out a star and forced her to transform. Seeing herself in such a humiliating outfit, the protagonist immediately realized she was in way over her head. She decided to bolt, but Xiaohei threatened her, saying if she didn't cooperate, he'd post the transformation video online. Terrified, the protagonist started to shake. Just then, the magical girls of justice arrived, not even giving the protagonist a chance to explain. Xiao Huang and Xiao Lu immediately went in for the kill. Taking advantage of the situation, Xiaohei pulled out the protagonist's personal weapon, the Whip of Control. To save herself, the protagonist had no choice but to listen to Xiaohei, using the whip to strike a flower by the roadside. The next moment, the flower mutated and shot out tentacles, controlling all three of them. Seeing this scene, the protagonist actually felt a strange sense of pleasure, but she quickly realized something was wrong. However, under Xiaohei's threat, she had no choice but to continue teaching the magical girls a lesson. And so, the protagonist relentlessly whipped the magical girls' behinds, listening to their heart-wrenching cries while watching the excitement on her face. Xiaohei knew at that moment that he hadn't made the wrong choice. She was a born evil officer.